In this video, we're going to start talking about ratios, proportions, and scales. This video in particular is going to deal mostly with ratios. Ratios, proportions, and scales are frequently used in business to plan, to quantify, and to gain insight. These basic math tools are used in all kinds of fields, from those that seem non-technical to highly quantitative industries like the automotive industry. Facility with ratios, proportions, and scales will help you understand quantitative information in your daily life too. Let's review them. I just kept it brief here because honestly, they're so useful, we might as well just jump right into ratios, proportions, and scales. So what is a ratio? A mathematical ratio compares two or more different items on their own terms and quantifies the relationship between them. So a ratio is always of at least two things, and those things are quantified. There's numbers attached. Suppose an advertising firm places ads for a client in two different publications. One has a higher circulation, and the other has a lower, but a more specialized audience. The firm decides on a strategy to place relatively more ads in the higher circulation publication at a 3-to-1 ratio with the lower one. That ratio could be written 3:1 or 3/1 if it is clear from context that it is a ratio and not a fraction. So you wouldn't want to put 3/1 or 3/1 into a sentence where it could be mistaken for the whole number 3 divided by 1. If it's a ratio, it should say it's a ratio. So back to the strategy itself though, a 3-to-1 ratio here means that for every 3 ads the firm places in the high circulation publication, it will place 1 ad in the low circulation one. Ratios can be reversed. We could talk about their decision equivalently as a 1 low circulation ad to 3 high circulation ads ratio. So you see the colon I'm reading as 2 when I read it out loud. To change the ratio from 3-to-1 to 1-to-3, we needed only to reverse the order of the categories. We took the ads in the low circulation publications first and the high circulation publication second in order to make it 1-to-3. Taking a look at example 9.1, it says, use the 3-to-1 high-to-low strategy outlined in the prior paragraph. The advertising firm places 18 ads in the high circulation publication in the first quarter of the year. How many ads will it place in the low circulation publication in the first quarter? So this firm is going to place 3 ads in the high circulation publication for every 1 ad that it places in the low circulation publication. We are told that in the first quarter, they placed 18 ads in the high circulation publication. So I'm going to write that over here on the high circulation side. How do we figure out how many ads that is in the low circulation publication using our 3-to-1 ratio? Ratios remain the same if you multiply them through by constants, as long as you multiply all the parts of the ratio by the same constant. So this is going to be a major tool to get from one to the other. Notice that 3 times 6 is 18. In order to find out how many ads we should place in the low circulation publication for 18 ads in the high, we have to multiply the 1 in our 3-to-1 ratio by that same 6, and we get that we should place 6 ads in the low circulation publication. Now, how can I check that I've done the right thing here? A 3-to-1 ratio, if I divide it out, is 3, just as an 18-to-6 ratio comes out to 3. So you're going to have 3 times as many ads in your high circulation publication than you are in your low. Now, this check I've just done, could we do something with this to help us with calculations like the one that we just did? Because what we see in the check is that 3-to-1 equals 3, 8-to-6 also equals 3. So you see, if two things are both equal to 3, they're both equal to each other. 3-to-1 equals 18-to-6. So how can we use the fact that 3 over 1 is equal to 18 over 6 to help us from the beginning? Well, I'm going to solve this problem again. I'm going to start by defining an unknown. I'm going to use the letter x. So this letter x is going to stand in. It's a variable. It's just a stand-in placeholder for something unknown in this case. And what is unknown is how many ads should be placed in the low circulation publication in the first quarter. That's what we would like to know. We have a ratio which we can write in the form of a fraction. 3 ads in the high circulation publication to 1 ad in the low circulation publication. And we want to figure out for 18 ads, so I'm going to set this equal to 18 ads in the high circulation publication over x. So the ratio of 3 to 1 is on the left, and the ratio of 18 to is on the right. X stands in for this unknown, which is what we should do in the first quarter with the low circulation publication ads. So now we have an equation. The two sides are equal. We have an equation with one unknown. We need to solve for x. Very easiest way to solve an equation like this that has a fraction on the left and a fraction on the right, or actually any equation where you have a fraction on one side that has a variable on the bottom, is to cross multiply. When you cross multiply, you take the bottom of one side and multiply by the top of the other. You do that on both sides. It's called cross multiply because of the characteristic diagram that ensues when we're teaching this. So I'll start with this side, multiply the bottom of the right side by the top of the left. So that's multiplying 3 times x, and you get 3x on the left side. Keep that equal sign. Cross multiply bottom of the left times top of the right, and you get 1 times 18, which of course just works out to 18. So we end up with 3x equals 18. To solve for x, we need to divide both sides of this equation by 3, because dividing by 3 on the left side is going to cancel the 3's, leaving only x. On the right-hand side, that 3 on the bottom is going to cancel, and that 18 is going to become a 6. 18 divided by 3 is 6, so we end up with x equals 6. Remember what x was. 6 is the number of ads to place in the low circulation publication in the first quarter. So let's reflect on what we did to solve this problem. First, what we did is we identified our unknown, call it x. Second thing is to use the ratio and the known information to set up the equality. And the final thing is to solve the equation for x. So we identify the unknown, x. So we figure out what exactly it is that we're searching for, and we call it x. Then we set up the equality using the ratio and the information given in the problem. In this case, we were told that 18 ads were placed in the high circulation publication in the first quarter. So we included that information on the right-hand side of our equality. Then solve the equation for x. And when you solve the equation for x, you get what you are after. What both of these methods have told us is that a 3 to 1 ratio is equivalent to an 18 to 6 ratio. And what that tells you is that in order to follow their strategy, having bought 18 ads in the high circulation publication, they need to buy 6 in the low circulation publication. Example 9.2 says, using the same strategy as before, the advertising firm places 4 ads in the low circulation publication in the second quarter of the year. How many ads will it place in the high circulation publication in the second quarter? So we still have our 3 to 1 ratio, and now we're talking about the second quarter of the year, and we're told that the firm placed 4 ads in the low circulation publication. Following our 3-step strategy, we're going to identify our unknown first. X equals the number of ads to be placed in the high circulation publication in the second quarter. Now let's set up the equality given the information that we have. We know we have this 3 to 1 ratio of high to low. Set that equal to another ratio on the right-hand side. The low circulation publication goes on the bottom of the ratio. So if they placed 4 ads in the low circulation publication in the second quarter of the year, then we need to know by this ratio, how many did they place in the high circulation, which goes on top. So cross multiply, I'm going to go the other way this time because it really doesn't matter. 1 times x, I'm going to follow the math convention by simply writing that as x. We have that equal sign that's still there. To finish cross multiplying, we multiply this 4 by 3, and we get 12. And in fact, we don't have anything else to do other than maybe to write it more conventionally as x equals 12. So what is x in this case? X is the number of ads in high circulation. So they should place 12 ads in the high circulation publication in the second quarter. And they should do that to preserve the ratio of 3-to-1, high to low, when they have placed 4 ads in the low circulation publication. So what we have proven here is that a 3-to-1 ratio is equivalent to a 12-to-4 ratio. Cross multiplying is a wonderful technique when you have to solve problems like these.